Alrighty, let's get this over with so I can get in a fight.
Justin, you have said leading into this fight, based on the press conference you shared the stage with Ilia last time, that he gets overly emotional sometimes and other men has a power over him when he does that. Do you feel like you've gotten him over emotional with some of the comments made in the lead up to this fight?
I hope so. I hope he's going to come out very aggressive.
Is there any part of you that feels like, man, maybe I should just lean all the way into it at the press conference, cuss him out and try and really rile him up and get him out of his game plan? Or is that just not you as who you are?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I'm definitely not trying to be something I'm not. Most of the time, I'm just being a funny guy. I think I'm a pretty funny guy. A lot of things when something's in text, it's very, very hard to understand the context of things rather than when you see a video.
Were you surprised he took some of the, you would leave him as well comments quite so badly, or did you kind of figure he would maybe?
No, I mean, again, nobody's ever seen a video of that interaction. Nobody. You can't pull it up. It's not out there. They only put the text out. So I was joking. I thought it was funny.
You said in this fight that you have to do something that other guys don't tend to do against Ilia, and that's go forward and be very aggressive. Is that the game plan, or are you kind of giving us a bit of misdirection there? What exactly is your intentions in this fight?
Everything's misdirection. I'm never going to, show my cards before the fight. So we'll see.
When you look at Ilia's resume, and you fought the best of the best as well, right? But
yeah.
him beating Max and Volk and Charles in the way that he did, where do you rank him against the names that we consider great, like those names?
Yeah,
where do you rank him in his
skills?
skills?
He's up there. I mean, his last 3 fights have been spectacular. He is one of the best in the world. He is the best in the world right now. He's considered the best in the world. Top 2. He's number 2 on the pound-for-pound division list. And, yeah, this is a huge task for me, huge challenge. I'm a huge underdog, and I love the challenge.
This might sound like a weird question, but you just mentioned there the odds and the fact that you're the underdog. Do you consider yourself the underdog here? Do you look at him and think, man, this is a challenge, I'm going to have to really be on my best? Or do you think, like, no, these people are counting me out way too early and they don't know what I know?
I mean, he's beat 2 people that knocked me out. Well, Charles didn't knock me out, but he pretty much knocked me out before he choked me out. Yeah, I mean, he's up there, man. This is a huge challenge for me, huge challenge. But I don't see myself as the underdog. I feel like I'm ready and I'm capable of beating this guy. Obviously, I wouldn't be at this stage, and I wouldn't be in these level of fights if I didn't have that self-belief in myself.
Justin, right here. I've watched a couple of your interviews, and a lot of the questions surround, like, are you excited to fight at the White House? What do you think of the magnitude and this and that? And you've responded a few times with, I don't have emotions about this right now. It's just like a normal fight week and everything. You've also used phrases like, I don't expect to be alive Sunday, or Monday for this one, fights are Sunday. Is this something you've learned along the way, or have you always been like, shut out the noise and this?
I mean, I've learned, again, through if you don't understand and believe the danger is real, then your body doesn't do like primal things. And I need to, obviously I am in danger, and the danger is real, and so I just convince myself and believe it as much as I can so that my body will go to a special place. In these fights, I'm able to perform the way I perform because I go to a very primal place. It's not like I'm in there having thoughts and making these choices. This is just who I am, and it's how my body, reacts to these situations.
So you don't like to look past the fight nights, but do you ever reflect on your career, like fighting in that empty arena, going to Abu Dhabi to fight Habib, the Paramount debut, Madison Square Garden? Do you reflect on that after the fact?
Yeah, I do. I use it, for lessons, to not repeat. Again, Oliveira was at home, home field advantage in Arizona. I had already failed fighting for the belt once. This is my second chance. I wanted it so bad, and the more you want something, the worse you do sometimes. So, yeah, you can't make it bigger than what it is.
And then one of the things you said that stuck out to me at media day before the Patty fight was you were kind of responding to what he was saying, is that like he's not experienced the build to a title fight, preparing for these 5-round fights, and you know what to expect. How do you prepare for a fight outside at the White House? And as Dana White said, Super Bowl numbers for this event, like, because not only have you not experienced this, like, I don't think anyone will experience this.
Yeah, I mean, again, whenever there's so much danger in front of you, none of that matters. The humidity is the only thing that's going to be a factor. We're going to be either sweatier, hotter, you know, and so I put myself into hot environments. I put myself into a sauna before my workouts so that I go into and go through my workouts, you know, with my body heat elevated, or I go into the sauna mid-workout and, you know, really peak my temperature, my body temperature, so that I have to perform in that atmosphere. And all I can do is try to replicate the atmosphere that I'm going to be in. Look at all the almanac information from the last 50 years, and you know it says between 70 and 80% humidity. But I have been here the last 3 or 4 days. I've been outside around the time I'm going to fight, and it's been nice. It's been really nice. Nothing compared to the sauna.
I just want to see how you see this matchup. Do you think Ilia Topuria has more pressure on him because he needs to defend his legacy and his belt and everything else, or you, the pressure for being the American that is defending his ground in the sound law of the White House?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. I think, you know, the way that he's talked about me and the way that he's diminished my abilities really puts him into a corner where he has to have a spectacular performance, or else he's going to, you know, have even if he wins and has a tough fight, he's going to have a tough fight against the guy that he says does not belong in the cage with him. And so that puts a lot of pressure on yourself to have to, you know, finish me early. He's going to finish me in the first 2 minutes, he says. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of pressure. This life comes with pressure. You know, I never would have expected to be sitting in front of all you guys and having to answer all these questions. I'm supposed to be, you know, in my small hometown doing nothing, working in a mine probably. So yeah, this whole life has been crazy, and there's a lot of pressure, but I love pressure, and that's why I chose this life.
And do you think of the stuff that kind of got cross-wired and the comments that were made, and then after, you know, the face-off and that you guys had, do you think this now transcends a little bit of the sport matchup and the fact that you're just guys having a fight, or maybe this got a little bit too personal by the time it gets to the White House on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if you guys have to understand we're going to try to hurt each other. So there's nothing more personal than that. Words mean nothing, and nothing that's been said will mean anything on June 14th when I get in the cage with this guy.
Justin, we saw an embedded. You were doing some training at the FBI headquarters. What was that like?
Yeah, it's cool. I'm working out there all week. They have a nice little gym. It's perfect.
And going back to what you said about Ilia kind of setting a super high standard for himself and what he's saying, like saying no doubt in his mind he's going to put you away inside 2 minutes, and we've never seen anyone do that to you, even in the fights you've lost. It's never an easy out for them. So is he even overlooking that element that, like, you know, even if it does go his way, the resistance you present in there, no one's doing that to you? Yeah,
he's been wrong about me so many times. I mean, I heard when he heard that I was going to fight Paddy Pimblett, he said I had zero chance, and you know, I definitely won that fight. And yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what he thinks or why he thinks the way he thinks, but this is a crazy sport. He definitely could knock me out in the first 2 minutes. It wouldn't be because he's that much better than me. It's because this sport is so fucking crazy, and anything can happen.
And is that the difference between you guys? You always say you make peace with the worst possible outcome before you get in there, and it allows you to fight the way you want to fight. Is that maybe something that he hasn't experienced yet in knowing how to do that?
I mean, he's found success doing it the way he does it. We're all different. You know, nobody's going to approach this the same. This is a crazy life. And yeah, I mean, it's just, again, he's backed himself into a corner, because when we go to the second round, you know, what's he going to, you know, how is he going to justify that to himself? We go to the third round, he's bleeding. How is he going to justify that to himself when it should have been over already in his mind? I do not go in there with expectations. I expect 25-minute war, and I expect to have to dig deep and have to overcome a lot of adversity, and I'm ready to do that.
And last one, I know you said one of the records you're most proud of is the 9 bonuses in your first 7 UFC fights. There's a man on this card named Josh Hokett who has 4 in 3 fights. Are you worried he might be threatening your
He's on track. He's on track. 4 and 3, yeah. I mean, he's right there. He needs a double bonus one more time in his next 4 fights.
Thanks, Justin.
Justin, I think one of the advantages that you have had in certain fights in your career is your ability to just go into a fight without emotions. But when you're getting ready in the Oval Office and you're walking down, you know, on the White House lawn with an American flag, have you even had to ask yourself, you know, what are my emotions going to be like walking into this fight?
No, not really. I'm going to be in control. I'm going to be present. I'm going to love it. You know, seeing all the military there is going to be great. But I'm walking into a cage against a guy that's trying to hurt me very badly. And so none of those things really matter.
And the last one for me, you might not have too much to say on this, but I mean, it is weird how sports are like this sometimes. Like, do you start to believe in fate a little bit? Like, you talked about how your first fight was outside, this fight is outside, this is your chance to win an undisputed championship. It's happening on the White House, you know, as an American. Do you start to believe that, like, destiny is playing in this, or do you not play with any of that?
I think my destiny is to inspire people through my actions. I don't think that I deserve anything more than anybody else. I don't think I'm better than anybody else. I don't think I've been chosen by God. I constantly thank God for these opportunities and for this life and for the opportunity. I ask to be used in the best way possible. If that's losing and then showing people that life goes on and you could still, you know, have the desire to be happy and live, then that can happen. Then I'll take that. You know, whatever. But I don't think I'm better than or I deserve anything. I think I've been put here to show people how to be accountable and to thrive under pressure.
Justin, over here. You mentioned you were the underdog. It's been going around all over the internet last few days. Arman Sarukian placed a $1 million bet on you to win. I guess what's your thoughts on his vote of confidence in you?
I have zero thoughts on anything outside of myself and this fight.
Thank you.
Can't worry about that stuff.
You're already a legend. You're going to be a Hall of Famer. You've accomplished so many things that many people have not been able to accomplish in the sport. Where do you think a win against someone who's actually having this legendary run and has done what Ilia has done would put you in this whole thing?
Yeah, I think it will absolutely solidify me as obviously the most exciting, the most consistent, but one of the most legendary fighters that's ever stepped inside this cage. And I've been a huge fan of this sport since the beginning, and I've seen everybody's career. I've seen everybody's story, and yeah, I think mine would be at the top. This is movie worthy.
And the last time you fought against powerful striker was Rafael Fiziev twice and Dustin Poirier. You did a very good job in these 3 fights. My question is simple. Is this a better matchup than people thought? Because also Ilia get knocked down in this weight class in the past. So do you think is a better matchup that the analysts said and the people said in the world for you?
I mean, I think if you were to have to describe my fighting style, it would be striking. And this is definitely a striking heavy opponent, you know, as opposed to Khabib and Charles Oliveira. And so I think it's a better matchup for me than the other 2 times that I have been in championship fights.
And if you point the ground the 10 first seconds as against Max Holloway, do you will handle it which way as Max and take distance, or you will meet him in the center of the octagon?
I am not going to make any decisions based on his actions. I'm going to fight my fight, and I'm going to follow my coach's game plan, which we have been vigilantly studying this guy and his tendencies for the last 12 weeks, and I'm going to go in there and be perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.